The game, George Moore, Sean Cody, and it's a surprise guest in the house. Chris Capko, the assistant men's basketball coach, joins us. Now he came to just support his guys and, be a good teammate. And now we put you to work, Cap. But, we didn't really get into the UCLA game a lot with those guys. We were talking about their careers a lot. But this is still a very big game. It's more than just the emotion of senior day. It's one that maybe puts you in the tournament.
Yeah, at this point, I think we've kind of approached the season with all our games being like that.
Yep.
So this will be no different. But, maybe it does finalize the deal for us. I don't know. We're not acting like it is. We're just going out there knowing this game's important. We got to take care of business. And then the same thing with the conference tournament next year. Treat every game like that. And the goal of this team has been to try to win a championship. So UCLA is just honestly just kind of one more step. Obviously, it's the last game of senior night. They're playing well. It's our crosstown rival. But in terms of the totality of the season, that's what we've been talking about. Just happens to be the next game.
Coach, let's talk about UCLA a little bit. Obviously, a slow start for them, and then they got things rolling, and one of maybe the hottest teams in the country right now. What's it going to take for your team to get a big win this week?
Yeah, honestly, they if anyone listened to me the first time we played them, I've always kind of said they were pretty talented. And, for whatever reason, for a number of reasons, they just weren't playing up to their ability. But they're playing well now. They're playing hard. They're tough. I think what's really kind of set them apart and made them better is their guys have gotten better throughout the season. They had a freshman point guard who's gotten much better. He's taking care of the ball and finding guys and getting guys and making the game easier for those guys. Their best player, their leading scorer, Smith, is playing like an NBA player, like a pro. And then their inside guys have been tough, physical. They rebound the ball well, so we're going to have to keep them off the glass. I think one of the things for us that we've had to focus on all year is taking care of the basketball. When we played them the first time, we did that. We had 13 turnovers as a team, which is pretty good considering we got pressed the whole game. So we need to do that. Keep them off the glass, execute well, and just keep defending the way we've been defending. We've been defending well, and the way a team, if you're defending well, if you can't put a stamp on your defense by limiting to one shot, which is a strength of theirs, then you give them other opportunities. So continue to defend, but limit them to one shot, and in general, should be able to be pretty effective on them defensively. So.
Listen, a week ago, it was a gloomier picture. We were talking to Big O, and we were having fun with him, but it was coming off a rough road trip. And what do you make of the response of your guys in games you really needed to win against good teams in Arizona and Arizona State? Played some of your best basketball this season.
Guys have responded all year, so we weren't shocked. We had to deal with a little bit of adversity coming back this week with Jonah getting healthy and Nick getting healthy. So some of our practices, we didn't have our whole roster leading up to an important week, which you don't ever want to do, right? You want to be as prepared as possible. But everyone who was there responded. We had a great practice on Monday, even though we were down guys, as Nick was coming back and Jonah was coming back. So we had their focus all week. We had their intensity all week, and it showed up on Thursday. We really defended Thursday, and then we carried over that to Saturday. And defended both games, and we're happy with how we just performed, how hard they played, and their focus, their intensity, and all the details that go into winning games.
Coach, I heard you mention defense a couple times, and that fires me up because I was a former defender, and I know to play good defense, it needs to be everyone in at the same time. You can't have one guy make a great defensive performance without all 10 other guys in football. What's it take in basketball for that same kind of for that defense and what your strength of your team has been?
Yeah, a lot of it starts with those two over there, and
the senior center.
Yeah, we've asked both of them to do a lot offensively, but more so defensively, and that's where we've really taken a big step this year. Defensively, we've been very good, and it goes both ways. Like Jonah has guarded for the most part their best perimeter player, and generally team defense starts with individual defense. If you have a guy who can be really good individually, it helps your team defense as a whole. So he's been good. Nick's always taken the challenge of kind of like these hybrid forwards in our league, like Chris Smith for UCLA, who's like a 6'8" hybrid guy who can handle the ball but yet post up. Nick really, even with his size, can move his feet and keep guys in front. So having two really good individual experienced defenders who are also good team defenders helps.
And then the rest of the team kind of buys in, right? The other guys will buy in.
Yeah, so it starts with them. It starts with having good individual defenders. They've done a good job on really good players this whole year. The rest of the team buys in. We have shot blocking on the back line of things with Onyeka. We have good individual defenders. Ethan Anderson, as a freshman, did a really good job on Nico the other night. Jonah did a good job on him as well. And so what they've also done is mentally locked in. They know who the players are. They know what the scout is and what we need to do to limit the really good players.
All right, Coach, 5-10 years from now, and we're dealing with a new team and somebody else is giving you headaches, and we look back fondly and only remember the good things. What do you remember about Jonah Matthews and Nick Rakocevic?
Only good things. Jonah Jonah still looks over at the bench when he makes a mistake like he did as a freshman. Yeah, he still looks over there at us. I'm going to miss arguing with Nick every game.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, we get into some good ones. So I'm going to miss arguing with him every game. But, man, this is, as you get older in coaching and then you start to see these kids as they come into your program, and then even though it's 4 years, between the ages of 22, you see them grow up in front of you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They don't realize that, but you really do.
Yep.
And for better or for worse, these guys have grown up for the better. They've completely matured, and both of them are going to be successful in life in their next step of their career. And they've just been, they're part of keeping this culture going and keeping this just all the winning and all the success we've had. They've been a part of being part of one 4-year group, kind of taking on the mantle of the next group, and now they're going to set up the next group for success moving forward too.
Yeah, and it's just so rare in this business to see 4-year quality players, right? I mean, that's they're really rare in this day and age.
Yeah, for whatever reason, kids want to leave, and I don't know, especially on the basketball side, the notion of just staying 4 years.
Yeah.
People look at it like it's lame, but college isn't that bad. I'm sure they're having a good time living in L.A. and going to SC. Yeah. And you can grow up, and they're both going to get degrees. And trust me, they are going to use them at some point in their life, and they're going to use this education, the contacts they made here at USC, to go on and be successful or help them whatever stage of life they get to and whatever it is they decide they want to do when they're my age, your age, and moving forward. So to me, it's beneficial. We've been lucky to have them. We've been lucky to have guys stay 4 years in our program.
Yep.
And that helps with continuity. And to me, the best programs in the country are able to maintain some level of continuity within the roster. And
those building blocks.
Yeah, that's what's helped us out a lot, is keeping guys like that for 4 years, and the guys before them for 4 years, and then we'll probably have some of the guys after them for 4 years.
Yep.
So I think it speaks to our culture as a whole.
And this
Kids
is you're in the middle of the winningest 5-year stretch in program history. It may end up being the winningest 4-year stretch again. They're 4 years, so winning players and a winning culture that you have helped set here with Coach Enfield. It's coming up on Saturday. This is a big one, Cap. It's going to be juiced at the Galen Center, 12:15 tip-off. Get those remaining tickets, usctrojans.com/tickets. Thank you for jumping on our show. Sean's going to tell some old Combine stories next. You're listening to Trojans Live.